Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 just wrapped up and I'm speechless. Like literally it feels like everyone in this show was just dying. Not to mention Yuji is going through the most terrible suffering with everyone dying around him. Literally it's so crazy. It sounds like Attack on Titan. With a lot to unpack from this anime, I realized something major got exposed in the anime community and I want to address it today. And being exposed, it points to this biblical truth Jesus talked about. But before we get into that, my name is Elijah. Anime Relatable is just to take our favorite shows and characters and pull out relatable themes in hopes to point people to Christ. Go ahead and hit that like and sub button if you already haven't did it. Thanks. Everyone probably realizes that Jujutsu Kaisen this season has been a banger. Probably one of the highlights of this season is Nanami's viral intimate scene. Now, as to no surprise, the anime community can be really wild, but I think for a lot of anime fans, mostly women, we're going crazy over this fan service moment. All throughout the internet, various people wanted to be in this villain's shoes or hair, and this is proven by dudes being dressed up as Nanami at anime conventions and women pulling their hair. Now, I'm not hating on anyone that decides to get dressed up as Nanami who thought they would get to reenact this viral and historical moment in anime, or the ones that subjected themselves to cosplay Nanamis. But in my personal opinion, that John is kind of cringe, but you can do whatever you want. Although tons of people love this scene where Nanami was at the center of the female gaze with this hair pull scene, some male anime fans didn't like it, mainly because some people felt like it was an overreaction to Nanami's hair pull scene, especially with cosplayers going to cosplay and lining up to get their hair pulled. Like, it's crazy. And I think this shows the double standard about the male anime audience and the problematic things that come with it. Most anime, particularly shonen anime, male fans are given fan service and attention on unrealistic women all the time, where most of the shows have women that are being objectified. This is called the male gaze. Female characters are positioned and portrayed in a way that fulfills male desire in a visually appealing way. Female characters are also frequently portrayed as inferior and passive, whereas male characters are shown as superior and active. Female characters aren't really seen as being as strong as the hero or being the hero, but an asset to the hero for romantic interest or sex appeal. Unless you're Mikasa, she is always the hero, period. Usually women in anime get the short end of the stick when it comes to anything significant about a great show, and for the most part it seems like for most of history when it comes to any sort of art form, to be honest. And some men have been okay with this, and anyone, especially women, who voice their concerns over the way they are represented in these shows, those same men will ridicule and attack people for their concerns. But this Nanami scene had the anime community in a chokehold. I mean, that people are enjoying, but yet saying that it was done right, mainly because you didn't have to over sexualize this scene at all, and that it was between two adults and not a adult and a child. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Literally just had a big boss Nanami wanting to take care of business with an adult villain, and it didn't involve a half-naked justification or even an overemphasis on the male physique. Just Nanami throwing hands, and fans didn't like it. People were upset about Nanami being thought of this way by different people. Fans judge women who got their hair pulled by cosplay Nanami, and I think it deserves the question of why. There may be different reasons, but I could suggest it just simply that it made male fans uncomfortable. Guys at these conventions and that are anime fans, they don't mind having the roles reversed and having a woman being dressed up as their favorite anime character and doing all the things that they would want them to do in their dreams. But y'all got a problem with Nanami, people dressing up as this. Let's think about it for a minute. I think for a slight moment, it puts people in the shoes of other people who have been talking about fan service and the problems with it for years. But I do think that Jesus has something to say about your plight. In Matthew 7 says this: do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged, and with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when all the time there is a plank in your own eye? You hypocrite! First take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. If you as a guy have a problem with people using your favorite character for their fan service needs with something not even purposely given as fan service, maybe you should take the plank out of your own eye. How can you judge someone for this when you salivate over unneeded fan service in your favorite anime that contributes nothing to the plot? In my opinion, I don't think we need to over-sexualize fan service in anime. I think it's just weird and unnecessary, and it doesn't help people who are literally having a corn problem right now. I think if you need to make things in your story like that, then your story just isn't good. I feel that way about Fairy Tail. Even though I love Fairy Tail story isn't the best. It can do without fan service, but it is mad funny. I'm not saying that people acting out this way is right or wrong, but it's not my business of what you do at cosplay conventions. If you like getting your hair pulled by a fake Nanami, that's okay. That's your prerogative, right? But I think as male fans, we shouldn't be upset at it if literally the anime industry caters to the male fan service needs. Let's cut it out. We look goofy. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on Nanami's hair pull. Do you think it's being taken out of proportion? Do you think it should have been in there? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Catch you later.